Welcome to Module 4, your dream client. I hear so often people resist this desire to select a dream client. You hear all about what's your niche, who's your niche. And I really believe that there is something called niche-ophobia, which is a real thing. I feel that people do not want to narrow down their focus in a fear that they won't be able to help all the individuals that they really want to and believe they can. You can help all the people that you want to help if that is what you want. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not telling you you can't. I'm here to help you to stand out. I'm here to help connect you with your dream client and to build the thriving business that you are meant to. That's what I'm here for, is helping them to see you. My friend Rachel Blue, I've said it a million times. She says, this is not hide and seek spirituality. We don't just go hide and hope that someone's going to find us. It's not a game. This is something that you really want to stand out so that you can serve more and live your purpose and build that business that you are meant to, that you dream of. And the only way you can do that is if your dream clients hear you, see you, notice that you are there for them. That's where choosing a dream client comes. Let me dive in a little bit and explain to you some more. So I was talking to a friend several months ago, and he said to me, Jessica, you could help anyone. Why don't you start helping real estate agents and photographers and hairdressers and all these different individuals that you've worked with in the past? You can help them with marketing. You can help them with branding and building their business. Why don't you go do that? Make sure you're spreading your wings and being able to help healers, coaches, and these other industries. And I said, no, friend, no, you are not pulling me down that road. I'm not falling for that trick. The reason is because I know that if you pick one population, one specific dream client that you can help. And for me, it was healers and coaches. It came to me. I knew that my whole healing journey and all of the things that light me up from module 1 and my messages from module 2, my journey in 3, I knew my dream client was so crystal clear. I knew exactly who I needed to work with. But when I was able to select and really be clear with that, guess what? You hear me talking to you. You hear me say healers, coaches. You hear me talk about the pain points that you specifically deal with as somebody in the healing, light working, coaching world. You hear that I understand you. I also see your pain. I see you so desperately wanting to live your purpose and so desperately wanting to help others and not know how to stand out, not know how to make this a business, not know what steps to take. I also know that you don't like marketing because it feels salesy and slimy at times. And I just want to be able to instead do the things that I just want to do. Can't I just be a healer? Can't I just take care of my clients? I hear you. And that is me speaking directly to you. If I had chosen multiple different dream clients or different segments of populations, I wouldn't be able to speak to you like that. I would have to speak in generalities and not specifically to you. Now let's talk in terms of communication and messaging. If I were to send you 2 messages, one says, hey, healer, and then speaks to what you're going through. Or if I were to send another message that says, to whom it may concern, and basically make some general message. Which one would you feel more connected to? I know you know the answer. I assure you that choosing a niche is essential to a successful business. I can tell you that. I've seen it. I've seen the general coach who serves general people, and I've seen the very specific coach that works with a specific subset of individuals who deal with a very specific problem. And I'll tell you, definitely those who have that niche are the most successful. And that is why we are starting with your dream client while we're in the process of uncovering your niche. In the next section, after we go through these modules, we are going to really pencil out, refine, and define your niche. But right now we're working to pull that information out so that it's easier for you to clarify it. Okay, so in your workbook, I do have an entire section of clarifying your dream client in terms of their age, their gender, their job, their title, the things that they do for fun, if they're married, if they're a parent, those types of things. And while that is a huge component of determining your dream client, uncovering their pain points is the most important. Understanding at a deep, deep level what they struggle with, what their fears are, what they're concerned about, what keeps them up at night. Understanding what do they desperately want to change, what feelings, thoughts, behaviors. What are those areas in their life that really cause them the most pain? Because that is where they need you. That is the connection point. That is the heart of it all. And if they hear you saying, I see you, I see that you're dealing with these things, and I hear you, they will say, oh, she understands me. He understands me. Also, being aware of their deepest pain takes you out of a place of just feature dumping. Feature dumping is when you're just talking about the what you do. You do meditation coaching, or you do Reiki sessions, or you help to teach and guide how to eat healthier. Or, for example, I help with branding and marketing. That's the what you do. It is so important that you dig into the why you do it. The reason you do it is because of that pain. The reason that you use these modalities is to heal something. That is where their pain points come in. This is why it matters. And like I always say, when you go down that rabbit hole of uncovering what those pain points are, it is so important that you go as deep as you can go, because understanding the deepest root pain is so important, not just the surface level stuff. So for example, if you were to say, well, their pain is that they're so stressed out. No. Their pain is, what is that stress taking from in their life? Where is that stress hindering their fullest potential? Where do they have regret? Where do they have fear of regret? Where is that stress affecting their relationship with their significant other, their children? Is it affecting their job? Is it affecting their livelihood? Are they depressed on a deeper level and question what is the purpose of their life because of this stress? Is it a cloud? What is that? I want you to go levels deeper, because again, that is where the want versus the need comes in for help with a coach or a healer. Okay, so let's take the stress example. for me, I've been stressed my whole life. And honestly, it's not that in itself is not the pain point. Being stressed is something that I'm kind of just used to, right? It's something that's just a part of my life. And when it really comes down to change, am I really going to invest in somebody to help me with something that I really haven't gotten in touch with, the deeper aspect of where that stress has caused me? Just using an example. I'm definitely investing in healers and coaches now because I so value all of you. It's only when those questions come in where I go, oh gosh, do I want to be this way my whole life? Do I want my children to see me being stressed out? Do I want to model that behavior? Do I want them to grow up being that way? That's where regret comes in. Those are the questions that I want us to continuously explore with our clients. And honestly, it's an ongoing process. Looking at your dream clients and understanding what they deeply struggle with is something you'll always continue to uncover and peel the onion layers back. I really believe it's so important to find a couple of your dream clients that you can always reach out to and talk to and ask questions to. I have a couple of healers specifically that I talk to most every day that I'll ask questions about, like, is this something you're struggling with? Or what do you think about this? Or why do you feel this way? Or whatever it is. And we keep going deeper and deeper, and we unlayer, come up with some of this stuff, where I peel back the layers of that. And that's what I want you to do for your clients. And one little tip is, remember last module when we talked about your healing journey? Well, if you are the one who has already gone through this path, then you hold the key to many of these answers, to understanding that pain point, those pain points at a very deep level. So tapping into that previously transformed you, that earlier on in your healing journey, you dig deep into there to start that process of uncovering the deepest root of the pain points. Okay, so we talked about the before. Now let's talk about the afters for your dream clients. Let's talk about where they will be after working with you, how they will feel, what they will be doing, actions, thoughts, feelings, all of those things. We want to know, what is that after look like? These afters give you goals and a direction. Think of it like the, pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. No, I don't know. That might not work. Well, yeah, it does kind of work. But think of that. That is what's going to give them hope, and what they will aspire to as they see the hope from the before to the after. So it's really important you clarify these things. I want you to look at specific actions, thoughts, and behaviors, and really picture, what is their life going to look like after working with you? And the more incredible that those afters, those results are for them, that is where they will perceive the most value. You know the value, you get it, but it's about communicating it to them, because they are the ones that need to decide that this is important enough to invest in. So if you're able to share your befores and the afters to them and communicate that effectively, then they understand that there is that need for them, and they actually really are hungry and excited to get started. So let's do a couple of examples. Let's talk about Eileen. So talked about Eileen in a previous module with her incredible message about how there's always time. It's never too late. Well, she works with midlife women. It was hard to even get her to stick to go down to choose a specific population. I'm not going to lie. Many of those that I've worked with, that has been a struggle. But I encouraged her, if you talk to those women, those midlife women in their 50s or 60s, and you're speaking to them about things like feeling uninspired or lacking of purpose or feeling just disconnected, if you speak to them directly about those pains, they're going to hear you and they're going to say, oh my gosh, she gets me. She gets what it's like to be at this midlife point and to feel kind of blah and not know where am I going to go. And maybe it's just too late for me. It might just be too late. And she's going to come at them with that message. You're tying it back. She's going to come back to them with that message. It is never too late. It is never too late. And let me show you how to find that purpose and to feel connected and supported. So these are the things that are so important to tap into. So Eileen, her midlife women felt uninspired. They felt it was too late and they felt disconnected. And her after, they felt connected, supported. They found purpose and they feel inspired and alive. Woo! Okay, let's tap into those women and show them where that value is and show them how she can bring them from that before and after. Oh, and by the way, this does play into her story because Eileen has gone through this exact healing journey herself. So it's pretty amazing how it all works so well together. Okay, I'll give you another example. It's very important to go through examples because I want you to really see yourself in these and see where you relate and where you don't, to help you through your process. So I personally believe that seeing and experiencing it through community or through others is really important because it illuminates things that we may not have thought about. So bringing these different examples, I think, is really important. Okay, so Heather was another very tough cookie. And I'll play a little snip of something that she said about her experience with niching down. I'll tell you what, she did not want to niche down at all. She has so many incredible stories and experiences in her life, and she wanted to be able to help all the people. She used to work in corporate America and she wanted to help with corporate burnout. She also wanted to help with her thyroid experience. She also really loves NLP and mindset work. And she's studied multiple different modalities and she's really quite incredible. So I can see why it was really hard to niche down for her and to choose that dream client. Well, here's her experience. Listen in on why it was so important for her to niche down to the thyroid. Well, the holistic thyroid bitch. There's a story behind that. Listen in.
Yeah, it was definitely difficult to niche down. You know, I wanted to just niche to chronic illness because I'm like, that's niched. But what I found with chronic illness is most people don't understand chronic illness and they think it's something their grandmother has, or they think it's something that their elderly aunts and uncles and parents have. And so not understanding that, you know, if you're on a medication for more than 6 months, it's a chronic illness. You know, acid reflux is a chronic illness. So trying to niche it down, and I'm like, no, I can help everybody. I got one for you and one for you and one for you. And then not only that, I'm not only a health coach, but I also am a energy healer. And so I'm like, but I can do everything to everyone. And if you're going to be on Clubhouse or Instagram, and if that's where you're going to be getting your ideal client, you do need to have that niche to dedicate your time to. And yeah, on Clubhouse, especially in the health rooms, you know, there's a lot of generic people, but then there are very few of us who are niched. And so when they do say when somebody says thyroid, others in the room, because we have co-mods that, we kind of know each other very well. They're like, oh, that one's for Heather, and then there's another person who does like estrogen or like female hormone stuff. Like, oh, that's LJ's, right? So once you do niche, then the world opens up more. So that's my share.
I
Thanks,
love,
Jessica.
Mwah. I love you. Okay, so did you hear how now she can stand out? We'll be talking more about that when we talk about your modality in the next section. But do you hear how when you stand out as somebody who has that specific niche, how that can open up so many more opportunities for you and actually not limit you at all? I hope Heather's story empowers you to just pick one dream client and believe that the opportunities will just open up for you when you do. I believe you can. Okay, so speaking of your one dream client, if you're having a tough time really digging her or him out, I have a suggestion for you. I want you to picture the one favorite person, client, even a friend. If maybe you're not charging clients yet, but you've had friends you've worked with, the one that lights you up, the one that makes you feel so excited. You don't even want to charge them. You're just so excited to work with them. Of course, you need to charge them, but we will talk about that another time. That feeling of, I could do this for free. This is how much I love, love, love this individual. Who is that person? I'm going to give you a second to think about it. Okay. And I want you to listen in to how Rachel described her answer to this question. It was really quite amazing because at the time, I didn't know Haley very well, but now Haley's one of my dream clients in our mastermind group. So love you, Haley. All right, listen in to what Rachel said to the question that I asked her.
All right, so a bit about me. I help people find their magic and connect with it with ease in their everyday life. And one of my favorite clients has turned into a good friend. Her name is Haley, and she is just so naturally magical. But she didn't feel like she had the permission to be magical because she's very like logically based brain, and she just wanted to make sure that everything's real that's happening to y'all know. Y'all know sometimes these spiritual experiences, it's like, is this real? So helping her really find that within herself and giving herself permission to exist in the magical life that she was just born to live. Every time she shares something in my community, every time I connect with her and chat with her, she lights me up. Like, I seriously wrote, she lights me up. She is just an amazing person. And I'm so grateful. I've done one-on-one sessions with her. She's taking classes with me, and she's in my community. And I'm just so grateful to have her on so many of my journeys as I find my niche.
I love that. I was just going to type it in the chat, but I'll just ask you. And I love that. I love that you said she lights you up. That is just, we have to get more and more and more and more of those. How amazing was that? To hear how Rachel just could go on and on and on about her. That is what you want. Those are the dream clients. That is who I want you to connect to. Who are you going to make the most change with, and who's going to make you the most excited? And in your workbook this week, I want you to just do a lot of reflection. I want you to rip off and let go of that fear of niching. Really trust me and try to clarify her or him as much as you can. Make sure you get super in touch with those pain points and understand them at a deep, deep level. Okay, so for today's reflection question, I want you to journal about and answer what I asked just a few moments ago about your very favorite, special heart connection, all the feels dream client that you've worked with. If you don't have one, dream her up, dream him up. Who is that person? And I want you to explore their before and afters. Where were they before you worked with them, and where did you take them? Where were their afters? So what I'm going to do is turn on some music so that you can do the work now, a little bit of it, and then explore your workbook after. Okay, so how did that feel? Were you able to choose a dream client? Tap into a dream client you've worked with in the past? Look at those before and afters? Keep working. This was just a short little moment of time for you to start this process. Keep exploring it, and I know that you'll come up with the answers. So I'm really proud of you. Great job. And I will see you in Module 5, your specialty. Oh, I'm so excited that you're doing this work. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next module.